Welcome to our JavaScript web course. In this video, I would like to talk about event propagation. By propagation, I mean spreading, how events spread. I would first like to point out that this only occurs under unique conditions. The conditions being the elements need to be in a parent-child relationship and they all need to have the same event, for example, a click event assigned to them. We will not be encountering this type of situation in the class. However, this can be a confusing topic, so I would like to try to explain. Let's take a look at the source code. And I am using pure div elements just for purposes of demonstration. Here I have an outer div, and I'm calling it outer div 0. That contains a child div, inner div 0, and that one contains a child div, inmost div 0. So here we have a parent-child relationship. Now, the outer div contains what's inside it. Therefore, there are two divs. The second div contains what is inside it, which is the third div. If we have click events assigned for all three divs, what will happen? Well, if I click on the inmost div, I am clicking essentially also on the inner div and also on the outer div because they are all contained together. If I am clicking on the inner div, the second one, then essentially I am only clicking on the inner one and the outer one. If I click on the outer one, I'm only clicking on one div. So the situation occurs when you're clicking on a child or another descendant. Now here I have two groups of divs, each containing three divs. I am assigning click events to all of them. So I am using addEventListener. For the first set of divs, we have no capture argument. For the second set of divs, the capture argument is set to true. So looking at our screen, the set of divs on the left will have what is called event bubbling, because by default, the capture parameter is set to false or is non-existent, which is the default. So by default, we have event bubbling. The div on the right, we have event capturing because we set the argument to true. All of the click events are calling alerts. So let's look at bubbling. When I click on the inmost div, the events will bubble up. So I clicked on the inmost div, and here's my alert. It has been clicked. Now, I am not clicking again on this div here. I'm just going to close this alert out. And look what happens. Another alert pops up. Okay, this is the click event from inner div. As I said, the events bubble up. I click OK. Now I am getting the click event from outer div. Now if I only click on inner div, there's my alert. Now I have the alert for outer div. Okay, inmost div was not clicked on. It's not involved. Now if I just click on outer div, I'm only calling that event. So this has to do with starting out and going up, where you start from. Now let's look at the other set of divs where we have capturing. So remember, for bubbling, we started on the inside and worked our way up. Capturing is going to do the opposite. Even though we're going to be clicking on the inside, it's going to start on the top and work its way down. I'm going to click on the inmost div. Look at my alert. Outer div 1 has been clicked. It starts from the top down. Now inner div 1. Now inmost div. If I click on inner div, it's going to start at the top. It's going to go from outer to inner. So I click on inner div. Now it's going to outer. Now it's going to inner. If I click on outer, that's the only event that's going to occur. So this is the concept for event propagation, trying to explain event bubbling, which starts inside and works its way up, versus event capturing, which essentially will go from the top down depending where you click. They both are dependent upon where you click, what events are set, and the parent-child relationship.